Hello there, Aquarius. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's for Aquarius for August of 2018. Couple quick announcements. The prayer class out there for you, and so are the sutras. The prayer class is a 2.5-hour class explaining how to format prayers for manifestation and doing this kind of work, protection and elevating vibration. And the sutras are thought forms you put in a meditation. Takes 5 minutes a day. It's a good tool. Put in your toolbox. It's makes them very, very clear. That's what I'm trying to say. So for those of us that are doing this work, it's real good for us. And if we're just getting in this work, it helps you to really clarify, what you're seeing or feeling or hearing. Or if you just want to do it for yourself, there's 2 short videos out there about them. They're like 5 or 6 minutes long, so they're probably over on the YouTube. You can go look at them, and it explains it. Sutras are in 2 parts because they have to be. I made it so you can get part 1 and then part 2, or get them both at the same time, and then you get a discount. Anyhow, for you, everybody that's new, I pull 4 cards for the month. We'll use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view, and pull angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together. Now, because I'm an empath, I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. So I guess all of us Aquarius are named Frankie for the time of this reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. It gives you a more comprehensive view of the month. And I don't think the cards go week by week. I think it'll blend in and out, kind of like a theme for throughout the month for us. Now, I have a message for us, and I believe all these messages this month are really coming off from astrology, and I think that Leo, North Node in the Sun in Leo is opposite Aquarius. I think it's bringing a lot of energetics, to the surface, and all these retrograde things. So go look if you're interested in it. I've been following it a lot lately because things are changing so fast. But I don't know anything about it. I just look, see what's going on. But I get a lot of pent up, like hidden feelings, or like secret matters, hidden feelings that we're keeping under the surface, and what I'm hearing is it's time to find a way to reconcile them, or bring them to the forefront, maybe talking to someone, that we want to talk to, or our partner, if we have a partner, or a really good friend. We need a way to bring them out and address them and clear them. And I think that's astrological, I can't talk, and feeling, maybe because of all the retrograde stuff. So there's certain things for some of us that are going to be real prevalent, that have been in our mind, and we don't want to bring them out and blow up, because that's risky, all of a sudden all this stuff piles up. We don't want it like that, because our words are really good. They're delight, openness, power, tenderness, and obedience. Capricorn just got obedience. Because of that feeling type energy that was in that message, I'm going to say, be obedient to what you feel. Be obedient to what I feel inside and what I need to resolve it. Okay? Well, be obedient to what I feel inside and what I need to resolve it, and that will allow me to take back my power. I will be being open and tender with myself, and that's a happy state. Our word delight, because our first card here is the Queen of Rods. Now this is a wonderful energy. It's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is it's male or female, because these are general readings. It can be a man or a woman. This is someone who really knows a lot about finances. They're also extremely generous, caring, loving, kind, and very loyal. So if I needed someone to talk to, this would be the person, that would be my powerhouse there, or word, that I'd talk to. But it's important because they said these cards work both ways. And what this card was in the deck upside down, and all of my cards are right side up. They told me that you're to know if it's not loyal, upright, honest, right? It can be the reverse of it, someone in a powerful position with money, that would want to control me through the use of that. So that kind of says if someone's real socially prominent or something like that, don't offend, that kind of deal, because they can get very, very extreme very, very fast. So if I'm making a deal with someone, I want to make sure that I kind of want to make sure everything's out in the open, and that the power's on both sides, that I wasn't being stifled in any manner, because I can feel that, that upheaval of emotion I've been holding or whatever for quite a while. I don't feel that for all of us, but I was told to say it, so I'm saying it. And this energy, upright, is everything in the world I'd want in a friend or in a partner. If it's coming into my life, this is an open, powerful, caring individual. Okay? Extremely generous, really smart when it has to do with financial advice or money, things like that around me, and they would help me in a half a heartbeat if I spoke to them. Anything I spoke about would be, I could trust that their loyalty, they wouldn't be coming, back and speaking about me. It would be the person that's on my side at all times. Okay? So with this card, being as what they said before, avoid any people or situations also that could, if I'm feeling like I want to just charge in and do something crazy, don't. Stop on a dime and say, halt, because I could come up against this. Now the other thing is, they're calling on me with this card, possibly, for others of us, to pull in and take on that fire energy. To be loyal, honest, trustworthy. If a friend needs me, I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to be generous, not in spirit and in advice, and, show them and be open with them. And the generosity by nature is delightful to be around, and also means for those of us, perhaps we're going for new jobs, things like that, it could be our boss or something, excellent, it's like excellent. It's a little crazy for us, Aquarius, this month. I don't know why, but it is. It feels that for all the signs. I think this has to do with all that crazy retrograde. And I think one of the eclipses, maybe it was the one at the end of July, was a really long one, Maybe that energetics is coming, or the one that's coming in August on the 11th, the solar one. That one all this together is going to affect us for 6 months. Our next card here is the death card, and no, we're not dying. That's not what the card is about. It means that there's something that we are being called to majorly transform. And this kind of change is good. So it's kind of, with the death card, it's in with the new and out with the old. I'm going to cut all the ties to things that didn't work for me. There's the white rose here, purity and innocence. There's the sickle. I'm going to cut anything out around me that is not working for me, because I'm going to stand within my power now. I will make the decisions and the choices that I need in order for me to move forward with this death card. So let's say this is reversed and it's a partner, right? I would be looking for that transformation, or I probably wouldn't move forward, you know, if that energy was in reversed. If it was upright, I would still be looking at everything around me, because our next card is the Hangman. Now, with the Death card and the Hangman together, right? When they're both coming together, this is showing me a state of suspended animation. I am in between the past and the future. So I'm in the present, I'm upside down, but I'm not fighting it. I don't want to run away from it. I'm being open to it. I'm being open to a new perspective, a different way of looking at a situation. Maybe some of us will have to go into meditation to think about, what's building up inside of us or pent up inside of us, what we need to move forward. The Hangman's like a state of listening. What does it take for me to get a new view, a different idea, look at my situations around me a little differently? For some of us, this Queen of Rods energy is going to be really prevalent, okay? So if it's me that's being called to take on some of this energy, I want to make sure it's not upside down, because it can get crazy with envy, greed, all that kind of stuff too. So I'm going to take a different look at what is bubbling up inside of me. For those of us, that's why I always that this is for. I always tell you, look at your moon and your rising sign, not just because I say it, it's because of the way I pray before I do these readings. So this is a new perspective, a different perspective. This is a mature perspective. Remember what they said, if I feel like charging in, don't. It's risky, don't do it. This gives me time to look at everything going on. It's saying to me, I have time. It's not in a rush. I'm not in a hurry. I can make the decisions that are right for me, that put me back in my power. Allow me to be tender to me and listen. Be obedient to what's going on. And the Hangman's not a pushy energy. It's not like, okay, go in, see what's going on, and make the choice. The Hangman says, you're in suspended animation. You have time to make the right, mature choice. So I like it in here with the transformation and with the Queen of Rods being both ways, because our next card here is the Three of Rods, Wands. I don't know why they changed the name of the cards. I'm old, it's hard for me to remember all this. Anyhow, this is someone who is ready, willing, and able to stand up for what it is they are going for. Be open to it, stand in their power, be willing to look, through the situations. The two before this is waiting for the ships to come in. This card knows the ships are in, right? And it is also very mature, even though it's a 3. It's looking out towards the future. All of these wands or rods here have growth, new growth on them. So it's my new path forward. Nothing can come up against me when I have this type of 3 energy. I'm mature and I know how to handle, actually, the people and the situations that are beneficial and influential to me. I would know how to approach them. I would know what I needed to say. I'd be open. I'd stand within my power. I'd be tender if need be. I'd be delightful if need be. This is forward momentum. I'm moving into my skills, my development spiritually, however, maybe in the physical plane. This is good if I'm looking for a new job. It means I'm going to get it. It means I can stand up for what I believe in, but it also means to avoid overconfidence. I am on top of the situation now, but if I become overconfident, right, I get my feet kicked out from underneath me. That's not going to bring our power back. So even if I'm on top of the situation right now, there may be things I need to be obedient to go along with the flow and move myself forward. Because I have the capability here, of standing. But it still feels very mature, and it's fire energy. And it's only a 3, you'd be thinking, well, I need at least, maybe a 10 or a 20 or whatever fire energy. No, this is, we're doing it. But we are doing it in a very strange way, because our next card is the 7 of Swords. Swords are our energy, Aquarius. We are air energy. This is, they call it the thief card, is what they call it. The guy goes into the camp. There's usually camp behind him. He steals these 5 swords and leaves 2, and everybody, right? Every single person saw him steal them, so he's kind of like the elephant in the middle of the living room type of card. But what it means is that I'm to watch out. I'm to avoid, I am on top of the situation, right? But I avoid the overconfidence or the, I'm powerful, I can do whatever it is I want. This is the oblique approach. This is telling me I've got to keep my wits around me. Even though I'm on top, I've got to keep my wits around me. It's a card that calls for diplomacy, tact, discrimination, discernment. How I act in the situation is what will get me what I need. So I don't really like that kind of approach. I always think of it, none of us do. It's like, why can't I just be straightforward? It feels like some of us will have these delicate situations, maybe around a workplace or a relationship. These are general readings where we are going to have to use this capability in order to bring everything forward. So it's not in and of itself a bad card. It's just the approach has to be handled in such a diplomatic manner in order to do it, because you can't, with this card, go at it like a bull in the china shop, nor can you with this one. We can't be the bull in the china shop, and they're not asking us to be. If the Queen of Rods energy is reversed, she's a bull in the china shop. She, or he, whatever's the bull in the china shop energy, and we don't want that. But it shows if we use those talents, and we're very good at them, we're innovative, we think big picture. What is going to benefit everybody? Makes this part of it a lot easier for us. If we really sit back with this Hangman energy and the Death card energy, we sit back with, here comes a major transformation, right? I'm between suspended between the past and the future. I can take my time to decide what I need for this transformation. In that process, I got the upper hand here, but if I get too overconfident, I, land on my rear end instead of, upright. And that's basically what they're saying. So whether it's in work, in relationships, I think for a lot of us, it may be relationship, partnership, like where we really need to have a heart-to-heart talk with somebody we love, or maybe a work colleague, for those of us that aren't in partnerships, or a friend. We got to have heart to heart with in order for us to move forward. That's basically what it is. But we can't be the bull in the china shop. And I really think that's a lot of that retrograde type energy. Boy, I don't know what's going on for us Aquarius, but our card is trustworthy guidance. That's kind of wild. Holy minga. Okay, it says you've received. You can't make them up. You really can't. It's amazing the way they do this. It says you received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. And be diplomatic, Aquarius. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. That's interesting because we're in that suspended animation state there. So I think whatever it is that we're getting, we're going to know exactly where this stands and where it goes when it comes to us. And really, because it's going to transform. And I think we're going to like it. I actually think we're going to like it. It says the angels give you this card because they want you to believe in your ideas, which are answers to your prayers. And you can trust them. Whoops, I went too far. You'll be supported as you move forward to put your ideas into action as long as you check in with your angels regularly for continued guidance. If you ever feel vulnerable, ask the angels to reassure you with your emotional, spiritual, and material comfort. It says, don't worry about the details. They'll take care of themselves as you go along. That's our hangman. Get different perspective, got time, and we're going to make the right decision. Go for it. Your idea is valid. It's divinely inspired. You're safe to make the changes and move forward. Wow, that was quite a strange reading. You guys will have to tell me how it all goes for you. Well, Aquarius, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them. If anybody wants to know more about me, you can go, or just go Neb about me. All the information's down below the screen. If you want to set an appointment with me, all the information is there to be able to do it at the website. I'm going to take a little break towards the end of August and beginning of September for a few weeks, and probably around the middle of October for a week or so. So you might want to keep that in mind. And to everybody that I've met through doing these YouTube videos for 2 whole years, and all of you I've met through 29 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be able to serve you, and hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.